here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you, and thank you so very much for coming back by to see what I'm up to. I love it when y'all come to visit. Oh my goodness, it is so much fun. Well, I'm coming to you today with episode, I think it'll be 11 of my Transitioning Back to My Cozy Country Decor series. And in this series, I'm going to be starting on some arrangements and some arrangements for my living room. I've already arranged a couple of things on tables and whatnot out there, and so I'm not going to put up my big easel or big tripod and do it that way. Instead, I'm just going to show you where these three little arrangements end up at the end. So it's nothing more than just arranging a few things on tables, and you guys have seen me do that 1,000 times. So I figure I will just do these few arrangements, and one of which is a lantern centerpiece for my little coffee table out there. That was my grandma's. I did decide to go ahead and do a centerpiece for that because, as I kind of alluded to at the end of yesterday's car chit chat video, I had an epiphany when I was editing that video last night, and I thought, why? I was like stumped. Now, why couldn't I think past being stumped? I don't know. But I had been stumped with what to do with the books that I'll show you here in a second again, that Kristen got me for Christmas, that cover all of the thing. I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. These beautiful books that she made for me through Shutterfly that show everything that I've made in the last year. All of my Christmas decors in this book. I've got one for fall, and then one for all the rest of the holidays and whatnot that I decorate for. Also, these books, she also included all of, oh my goodness, she couldn't have included all because I get, y'all just are so sweet with me, but also includes y'all's comments, some of your comments. And I was going to put these out on that coffee table, you know, as a coffee table book, you know, but I was like, I really like to have a little bit of an arrangement there, and these books will take up the whole table, and I took them out there and I sat them on the table, and all that could fit, it's not a very big table, all that can fit on that table were these books. So I decided to go ahead and make a lantern centerpiece for there, and I'm going to be making a funky bow, a little funky bow swag for on top of it. It'll pretty much just be a bow, but I think I picked some pretty ribbons. I think you guys might enjoy seeing that and see me put together that arrangement, and then two other little arrangements that I had started and literally packed away the way you're going to see them here in a minute, and I just literally pulled them out of a bin. But I am going to add a few things to them, or one or two things, but I will tweak them just a little bit. But anyway, and trying to think outside my box, I said, why didn't I ever think to buy a magazine holder that will hold these books and hopefully other books that will come in the future? So I went to Hobby Lobby this morning. Sorry, creak. And all their wrought iron or all their metal is 50% off this week. So I went ahead and bought this for, it was $40, but for $20, this wrought iron magazine rack, but it's going to hold my books, you know. I'd also, many years ago, made Chris and I up. This is one of the, this is the second or third Alaska cruise that we've been on. We've been on 6. 2 of which, as you all know, was back in September, back to back. But before that, we had gone, and now in the last decade, you know. And so I'd also made up this book, which is, you know, tells about our Voyage of the Glaciers cruise tour, and we did a land tour this time with it. But there we are. Look how young. But I also have this that I'm going to add to these books that Kristen got for me. So I think I'm just going to pile them up and put them right here in this magazine rack, and then I'm sure I'll walk around that room with the magazine rack in my hand for 15 minutes trying to figure out where I want to set it in there. But, you know, I'll figure out a nice place for them. And I'm going to go ahead and put them right in here right now. Oh. These are treasures to me. These books are treasures. You know, I always say, and I don't want this video to go 500 years long here, because I do have a little bit of a haul to show you and then these 3 arrangements to show you. But as you all know, I'm a sentimental person. You know, I'm a really sentimental person. My tears are right at the surface, and oh, who told me that? I can't remember. I'm telling you, I need to write down y'all's names. But you told me, one of you guys told me about the story that somebody that was at your church teaching Baptist Sunday school or something had told you, you know, never feel bad for having your tears right at the surface. That story was a beautiful story. Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate that. But anyway, the reason memories are so important to me, and memories captured in pictures are so important, is because my mom, as you know, died of Alzheimer's, and she died way too young. She was only in her 70s when she died. And I you know, my poor dad, I pick his brain for details all the time. My aunts and uncle, I pick everybody. I'm always taking pictures. I know I drive my whole family crazy. In fact, they said it on Christmas. Okay, Arlen, where do you want us now? And I'm like, you know what? These pictures, you know, we're in the pictures. We may not cherish them as much as those that come after us, you know, and look back. You know, how many times I wish I had pictures of my great-great-grandmother or my great-grandmother, you know. So these books provide a way that I can stick them in a cedar chest or put them in a box somewhere, or Kristen and Candace can put them somewhere, and then maybe one day, if they want to show their children, and their children want to show their children what their great-grandma or grandma or whatever did back in the early 2000s, that they'll have a way to pass on that tradition, to pass on those memories. Family to me is the most important, other than God, family to me is the most important thing on this earth. Cherish those family members. Cherish them, love them, you know. My family is the end all be all for me, honestly. But anyway, these books, and Kristen knows that, both my girls know that. They know that pictures are so important. Chris knows it too, so important to me. And they hold treasured memories. So anyway, I digress. But that's why, you know, when I opened these books on Christmas morning, forget about it. I was a total and complete basket case for a while. I just sat there and just I could hardly breathe, you know, as I was going through them. But there we go. Have them in here, and they will take a prized place in there in that living room. So I'm gonna leave these sit here for now. But I did want to show you what I did pick up from Hobby Lobby today, and it was stuff to make this lantern centerpiece. Well, first thing I found was this cute little pineapple, which I thought was just adorable. And I'll sit it out there somewhere, whether it be maybe actually up on my grandmother's little hutch. It might go up there with the other pineapple that I bought the other day, but I just thought this was super cute. And I used my 40% off discount for this. It was $15. Flowers are not on sale this week, so I did bite the bullet and pay. I didn't buy all that much, but I paid full price for what I did buy. And I hardly ever do that, you guys, hardly ever. But I wanted to get this done, and I didn't have this stuff. So let me go through this. Ribbon, though, is 50% off this week. Go me. So let me pull this stuff out of this bag here, and we are going to go through just a real quick haul here of what I purchased at Hobby Lobby for my centerpiece, and then you'll see me put it all together. All right, that's it. First thing was I just bought some eucalyptus. Just a little bit, something for a base you know, to put around. And I don't need a whole lot for this lantern. It's not very big and it won't take very long to put it together. But I bought some eucalyptus. And then I bought 4 of these daisies. And you can see the silver on the daisies. I'm trying to pull the silver, and this lantern has a silver top to it. So you'll see that in a minute, but I wanted to buy, so I bought 4 of these. And I'm going to go out to my garage. I have some white flowers. I'm going to pull them in too. I believe I have them out there. I hope I do. Hopefully I will. But I will go get those to add to these and the eucalyptus. And then I bought some silver beading, and I'll just cut this apart and just stick them in, you know, possibly in the bow a little bit. I don't even know though if I'm going to augment the bow or not. And then y'all know how I love to anchor my corners. Well, I looked and looked and looked and looked, and I was like, I can't find anything. I just needed something little. It did not need to be big and substantial. I just needed something for me. I didn't have to put anything on here, but I always like to anchor my corners. And check it out. Look at the birds. Aren't they cute with the feathers? Oh my goodness. So I just thought that was so cute. Look at me shaking. Oh. So I got 6 birds, and 4 for the corners, and then 2, I don't know. I might put 1 in the bow. We'll see. If I didn't get the other 2, the extra 2 to make 6 birds, I would have been going, why didn't I get 1 for the bow? Why didn't I pick up 1? So I went ahead and picked it up because I know myself. And I would have been going, oh, why didn't I pick up that bow? Or why didn't I pick up those birds? Why didn't I pick up those birds? So, and what I'm going to make the ribbon out of, y'all saw me, I bought one of these to make a bow to go on my secretary. So I'm going to make, that's another thing, I'll try to get in here, a tiered bow. I'll make that for you. But for the funky bow, for the lantern centerpiece, I thought I would use these 3. So we'll see. I don't know. But anyway, that is it. I've already taken up 13 minutes and 44 seconds. Oh my goodness, this is gonna probably be a 45-minute long video. I know I'm always apologizing for having them long, and you guys are always saying, don't worry about it. And I know you guys can speed through the parts that you don't want to watch, or that I'm, you know, yammering on about this or that. But I don't like to make them much longer than 45. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my camera turned around, or my phone turned around here, and point it down, and we are gonna, first thing we're gonna do, I'll show you these 2 little arrangements that I have, and we're just gonna add a little bit of a hydrangea to each of them. Nothing really at all. I'm just gonna cut this hydrangea apart, and we're gonna put like some in each arrangement, but I'll show you the arrangements. And then we're gonna do a funky bow, a small funky bow, and a lantern centerpiece. Just a little one. And then of course I'll show you where I've put everything, and I'll show you my secretary all put together. So I will be right back in just a minute, and we'll get started on this lantern centerpiece. Alrighty, here I am at my hub of my hub, that is my island. Here are the 2 arrangements that I pulled out of the bins, just like this sphere. Y'all saw me haul this sphere yesterday. So I did set that, but I had the lamb's ears in there already. So I just really want to set that down in there. And this is nothing more than some lamb's ears. I do have a piece of that that oasis that is holding everything into place. But I just have some kind of platinum almost. I know it's telescoping gold, but it's almost a platinum color leafing. And I'm going to leave that just as is. And I decided I would just pull in a little bit more of the bluey green color into these couple of arrangements, and it is so easy to do that, just to pull in a little something something. I'm literally just going to cut this hydrangea apart and throw in just a couple of little tufts of it, maybe even just one into there. And this is actually going to go up on top of the secretary. So maybe I will put one coming out the side too, because you're going to be able to see this side of it up there. And that's it, you guys. Whew, that was hard. I'll tell you, I don't know. And then in this one, I have an extra, I have one with, again, I kind of want to pull this blue down into here. So I thought I'd move the sphere back a little bit. This is anciently old, as you can see. It's falling apart. Some year I cut it for something. So I'm just going to lay this. This is perfect for this little arrangement, which is nothing. It's just, you know, a little butterfly and the sphere. And that's it. Shoo! I'll tell you, I don't know. And I do have some of these blueberries, kind of bluish berries. So I'll stick those in there. And then some more of these hydrangeas. And just to pull in a little bit more of the blue. Remember that little lady's dress that I showed you yesterday that reminded us of a willow tree figurine? She's going to be sitting out there on the secretary. So that will go right along with her. And that's it, you guys. I don't need to do anything more than those couple of things to those couple of arrangements. So let me set them up here a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and make this tiny little lantern centerpiece. First thing I want to do though is make, a funky bow. I know I had scissors. There. And just a little funky bow, like I said, it's going to only be, I'm going to need I thought this was wired. It is wired, isn't it? It says it's wired. All right, well, we'll see. Three of each at 20 inches. And then I'm going to dovetail. I'll do 3 of these and I'll dovetail them to show you how I do that. And then I'm going to speed through the cutting process. So I don't need to be bored and sit here and watch me cut. I need to remember to get myself a new rotary cutter. That thing is as dull as the day is long. Okay, so the way I dovetail is I take the ribbon and I fold it lengthwise. I go to the edge. Some people go to the center, or I mean the fold. But I go to the edge and then just cut up at an angle. And that gives us what looks like a dove's tail. Alrighty, I'll be back when I'm finished cutting the other 2 ribbons and we will get started making this funky bow. Be right back. Okie dokie, I'm back. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to start making this bow. Oh my gosh, you guys, this ribbon right here. Look at it. It is so pretty. Oh, I can't wait to see. I might have to do a little funky bow for on the secretary too. Maybe just with the 2 blues and no silver. Anyway, we're gonna get started. So just literally fold the first one in half. Let me explain before I start. I want this bow, each loop, to have 5-inch tails. So the reason I made them 20 inches long was that I can go to 5 inches on my board and then go to 15 inches and then 5 inches on the other side. So that's how you figure out how long you want your tails are, and that you want a 10-inch loop, and that's the way you figure out how long to cut your strips. So I have 5 inches, 15 inches that I'm going to put together to make a 5-inch loop, and then 5 inches for the other tail. Pinch them together. Go behind. This is a very lightly wired ribbon. I'm hoping this is going to work out. Go behind and twist. Didn't quite get that the way I wanted it. There we go. Go to the back tail and twist to bring the right side up. All of this is 2-sided ribbon, so I really don't have to do that. But I probably will, just out of habit. So the next one, make sure I have a 5-inch loop. I'm making an odd numbered bow. So I'm going to switch directions every time I add a loop. Look at this. Oh. You have an even size loop, or even size number of strips to make your bow. I usually do 2 up, 2 down, 2 up, 2 down, but I do switch them every time when I'm doing an odd numbered bow. All right, there we go. First 3 loops. Let's continue on. It was kind of hard to smoosh. One more. And there we go. Got me a silver pipe cleaner. Go over the top, kind of beside your thumb, and wrap it around. Use the hand that you're holding the bow shut with as resistance and twist. Stretching out my back. Then, like I harp on all the time and that you guys are probably really sick of hearing, don't forget to fluff up your loops, because that makes a ton of difference. It's a little long. I'm really tugging on these glittery ones because I really want them to kind of be at the front, and I'd rather the darker ribbon kind of be just a backdrop color. So you can easily do that, just manipulate it the way you want it to go. And it doesn't matter how those strips are piled as you make the bow, it doesn't matter. You can, obviously, you can switch it around and move it around the way you want them to go. And I'll probably do more tweaking once I get it on the lantern. Plugging in my brand new glue gun. Woohoo! Love it. I'll give you a link in the description. Chris got it at Home Depot, and it is awesome. All right, now I need to cut a strip. Let me just make it silver. So I have something to tie this bow onto the lantern with. Find the center of it. And then put it face down. I'm going to leave them somewhat long just in case I want to come back and add something else in. But I'm going to set this aside for just a minute, and we're going to do the bottom decor around the lantern. And I will do a quick explanation for those of you who have not seen me do a lantern centerpiece, one of my lantern centerpieces. This is going to be a small lantern centerpiece. And I got this lantern last end of the summer, I think, at Michael's. And it kind of looks a little bit nautical, but that's okay. I make them look the way I want them to look. But it was cheap, it was $10. Now this tray was my mom's. This tray was what she told me what they put hors d'oeuvres on, or little finger sandwiches or something on at her wedding reception, or my dad's wedding reception. So this is very special to me. It has no writing on the back of it. I have no idea where it's from, but it is very old. So there we go. It is like 60 years old, I would say. So I always put my lantern centerpieces on trays so that I can pick them up and move them if I ever want to get them out of the way or move them to another place in the house. So this is the tray that I choose to use for this lantern centerpiece, and I use this one because it fits perfectly on the table that I'm going to put it on. And the table was my grandma's, my mom's table. So I normally will put a placemat or something like a quilted placemat down on it, but I don't on this particular one because it's just too big for the tray. So, and I could fold them in, but the coffee table has a glass top that is removable, and you will be able to see the placemat underneath the glass. So I don't have that much in this one that I worry about it slipping and sliding around. Put anything down on this tray. Let me do a little bit to the inside of this lantern first, not too much, really and truly. I've got a little glass candle holder and a little candle here, a battery operated candle. This is cheap. It was from Hobby Lobby for like half price. But I do put it on a candle stand so that it lifts the candle up a little higher in the lantern so you can see up and around the decor I'm going to put on, and you can see the candle. And the only other thing I'm going to do to the inside of this one is to put this little pipberry ring. I went out in the garage to find those white flowers that I had mentioned at the beginning, and instead I found a pipberry garland that I'm going to use instead of white flowers for around the outside. So I just cut a piece of that off, and I'm not going to tie this together or wire it together or anything. I'm just going to smoosh it all in here, just like that. And that way you'll be able to see something of interest when you look in and all the way around on each side. And that's all, hopefully it'll fit, I want to do for the inside. There we go. And that just adds a little something something. It also holds the candle still so that it doesn't slip and slide around in there, which I really like. So I just simply put the lantern in the center of the tray, and if you want to measure it to make sure that you are completely centered on the tray, that's probably a good idea. So I've got 6 inches and about 6 inches. Also front to back, 4 inches and 4 inches. Well, look at that. I might have done 1 or 2 of these. So, wow. I just think that was dumb luck, you guys. All right, next thing, I'm going to use this pipberry garland. I get most of my, I won't say all, I get most of my pipberry garlands at thepipberrybarn.com. I will put a link in the description for you guys. I highly recommend them. If you can catch the pipberry garlands on sale, they also have pipberry picks and wreaths and other things there too that you can look through, and it's a party for your eyes on that site. But I usually only pretty much exclusively get my pipberry garlands from there because they are such good quality and because they seem fuller than what you can buy in like a craft store. So that is where I got this, and this is an old pipberry garland, but you can see that it not only has the green, but look at the little flowers. They also have, or the little pip berries. They also have that blue that I'm going for in that lady's dress, that little doll's dress, and the blue I just added into those arrangements. So there is a method to my madness. I try to pull all the decor together in the room. My colors in those 2 front rooms, my dining room and living room, for those who haven't seen any home tours of mine yet, are both rooms are painted a greige, G-R-E-I-G-E, but the carpet is grays, and it also has khakis and creams, and the curtains out there are khaki, and it's just, I wouldn't say shabby chic, but it is a lighter and airier feel in there with the furniture that I have in there, and a lot of older furniture, some older furniture. I have a couple hutches, a hutch from my grandmother, and an old secretary that you'll see from my grandmother. And of course they're sentimental. So anyway, I just put a pipberry garland down first just to give me something to work with, also to add some interest. And I take a little time and I fluff it out, you know, make it look as big as you can. Turn it so that the pip berries are facing up and not the brown stem. And there we go. Now, let me take some of this eucalyptus and I'm going to cut it apart a little bit. Okay. I'll save a couple of pieces back just in case I want to put them into the bow. And I kind of bend them and I simply just kind of stick them in willy-nilly. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. I kind of just lay them in. And that's about it. Then I'm going to take my Gerbers that I picked up this morning that I should have taken the price tags off, sorry. And I bet you know where these are going to go, huh? Yep, one in the front, one in the back. And one on either side. These lantern centerpieces are not hard to do. The secret is picking your accent pieces, picking colors that blend well together, that will look pretty when combined. Okay, next thing, I've got these birds. I want to put a bird in each corner. It's absolutely not necessary to do that if you don't want to. It's just, that's just a quirk that I have. It just makes me feel better when I have something in each corner. It anchors the whole design for me. Again, I have no reason for that. There we go. And I do have just some silver beads. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be exactly the same everywhere you put them. Just stick them in there till you feel good about how it looks. But as I make this, I haven't had a chance to respond to the video that went up this morning. But I'm seeing your questions and I've written some down. I've got stickies on my computer and I'm writing them down, and I'm going, when I get enough questions for me to do a video. Somebody had said, Vicki, you said you don't like live videos. Honey, I won't be doing a live video. I don't know how to do a video that's a YouTube video that's live. So mine will be me sitting here at the island, probably just reading your questions, all questions out and answering them. And that's about what I'll be doing. I may add a few of these since I have some left, huh? Do I want to? Sure. That looks pretty. Just one in each corner, how about? Just a little something. There we go. And that, my friends, will do it for that part of it. For the bottom part of it. Now, I'm going to get my bow. And I'm going to see if I want to do anything else to it. I'll do it that way. And all I do is do a square bow, left over right. Tie it on pretty tight. And make my loops, and then right over left, and I twist this so that the right side comes out the other side. Alrighty, there we go. Now I'm going to turn this around. And I'm going to see if I can pull you guys a little closer. Let's see what I can do with this bow. Where's my bird? Oh, will that not look cute, or will that not look cute? Oh my goodness. All right. Let me see if I can get my hot glue gun over here. How did I have it? I'll tell you what, I'm going to put it right on there. Yes, that glue gun is much easier to pull the trigger on. For a second. Doesn't that look cute? Oh my goodness. So cute. I think I'll just do one. Thinking I might do two, but I think I'll just do one. All right, I'm gonna let that sit there for a little while. And I do have a little bit of eucalyptus I could add, just a little, maybe a little bit of of a hydrangea. Yeah, I think that'll look good. I'm not gluing these to the lantern, obviously. I'm gluing it to the bow. I'm liking this. I know I got quiet on you again. But just I'm putting this, something here and there. Just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I think sometimes you need to just stop. Of course, what do? I keep going just a little bit. And that, my friends, will be that. I'm going to let everything dry. And pull away the hot glue gun strings, which are abounding at the moment. And I'll be back with some final words here at the counter, and then we'll go in and see where everything lands in the living room. I'll be right back. Hey, you guys, I'm back for just a second here. I had already taped my ending monologue there, and then it hit me. Wait a minute, I wanted to add cotton to this. That cotton that Candace got me for Christmas. I really wanted to add it because it's kind of blingy. It's got silver and kind of a platinum-y color to it. So I wanted to add some. So I cut up one piece apart and added it just a tuft here and there around the bottom. And now I'm going to add some tufts around the top, kind of coming out this side and coming out of the bottom. So I didn't want to have this done and you all go, well, Arlene, could you have showed us how you did that? So I thought I should come back and show you how to do this, how I'm going to do it, which is no big deal. It's just put a little glue on it and find a place to stick it. And that's how I'm going to do it. And then that little flower arrangement that's sitting behind there in the mason jar, I'm going to stick a little bit in there. And I already carried the other wrought iron bowl in, and I did stick a couple tufts in there that I'll show you when we go in to the living room. But I was like, well, duh me. I wanted to really get some cotton incorporated into that room, especially since it's so pretty and blingy. And this is kind of pretty and blingy, you know. To hold that one because gravity's gonna want to pull it out. Gravity's helping me up here and hurting me down here. There we go. That adds really a nice little touch to it. I love that. All right, now I'm going to add some to this arrangement too. And I have one more tuft, I think one or two more tufts after this whole big stalk. So I'm going to incorporate those into the, you know, that big vase I have sitting out there. I'll show you when we go out there. There we go. I think that is all I need in there. Oops. There we go. All right, now I'll be back for some final words in just a few minutes. Hey everyone, here I am with the final product. Finally, I added the cotton, and I'm going to bring it up close to you here in a second. And I really like what that did to it. It just added that something, just a little pop of something, you know. And I added it to there too, and I'll give you a closer up look of that when I get it out in the living room. But here we go. I know I always say I'm really happy with it, or super happy with it, but I am. I added the second bird, as you can see, to the top there. So I used all of my little birdies, and then I just stuck a tuft of cotton here and there, just to give what's in the bow a nod, you know? And that's it. Let me bring this up to you too while I'm at it. I just stuck a stalk back in there. And that's it. So I still have some more stuff to do in the living room, but I'm getting there. This was a good start, and I never did make the bow to go on this secretary, but I'll make that in the next one. I'm deciding whether I want to do a funky bow or whether I want to do a tiered bow or whatever. I'm not sure what I want to do with that yet. So, but anyway, that's it for this one. I'll be back in just a minute behind the camera though, but I do want to say goodbye to you here and say that I hope all is well with everyone and that everybody's health is going along as it should and that nobody has anything that they're anxious about. Again, I keep y'all in my thoughts and prayers, and I will just say until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye. Okie dokie folks, real quick here, I just wanted to show you where everything landed. Here's my living room, and it's kind of messy and things are in disarray right now, and I'm not finished decorating in here. And here's the one bin I have left, and there's my poor dining room. The dining room table is becoming a catch-all for everything. But here is the secretary, all finished except if I decide to put a bow up there on the finial. It's a picture of my sweet mama on her wedding day. She was beautiful, inside and out. There's that flower arrangement. And then I open up the secretary and I decorate the inside of it. So that's how that looks. And then here's my grandma's little table with the new lantern centerpiece on it. I'm loving it. I think it looks cute. Very nice there, and I love the cotton. And I will incorporate the cotton into this side of the room too, into that big arrangement, and then I have that mercury glass vase there that I fill up. I don't know what I'm doing with that thing. It might not go in the decor with all the rest of this stuff, but we'll see. And then there's my magazine / book rack. I love it. I don't know whether I'll leave it there, but that's where I put it for now. So that's it for this one, you guys. So again, I'll say until next time, like it says here on this book, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.